All right, weekend sports betting tips on the Barroom Network. Anthony, there was some news in Chi-Town today as Coach Eberflus finally given the boot here around Barroom Network here. Talking a little bit of Coach Eberflus firing today. Thoughts?
Finally. I mean, shit. I mean, what more did it have to take? I mean, the guy ended the game. They were just a few yards away from field goal range. And they ended the game with a timeout.
He had a timeout.
I mean, come on. Even the people, even former players were tweeting, it's like, worst clock management ever. This guy does not deserve ever, outside of defensive coordinator position, this guy, no one's ever going to hire him as a head coach again.
No.
The guy is, one word to describe him, dumb. Plain and simple. Dumb.
You could not handle both head coaching and calling the defense.
No.
You know?
Absolutely not. He doesn't know. He must be bad with numbers.
Yeah.
It's something. He's good with defense. I give him credit. He ran a good defense. You can't take that away from him. But that's it. His motivational speaking was lame as hell. His head coaching was lame as hell. He had no emotion on bad calls. And his clock management was consistently. I don't think there was ever a good clock management he's ever done. Never. It's like, dude, does he? Fans could do it.
He always ended with timeouts in his pocket. It's like,
I never understood that. They don't carry over. You don't get the turn them in for money. You don't get to turn them in for a refund check or something. For fuck's sake. I've seen coaches down 30 use them just to end the game, just so they don't finish the game with them. So,
they've never fired a coach during the season, and lately that's been a trend in the NFL. So Bears, following along with the rest of the NFL. If they're better late than never. Yeah,
they had to. I'm not a fan of firing a coach mid-season personally.
Yep.
But it comes to a point where you're just like, dude, what are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? Even your players want to say it.
They can give Thomas Brown a 5-game tryout at head coach.
This guy, right? Just on his offense alone, you got to be impressed.
Yep.
They were down 16-0 at halftime, and they came back. It was like night and day.
I was like 16-0, like it's over.
It's over. I said the same thing. It's over. Game over.
Caleb Williams, you're really never out of a game.
But you know what it was? The Lions let the Bears back in the game. They stopped running the ball. Jahmyr Gibbs fumbles at the end of the first half, and that was the last thing you saw of Jahmyr Gibbs. Why is David Montgomery getting 20-plus rush attempts?
Yeah.
And Jahmyr Gibbs with 9. Yeah, with 9. Yeah. What, 9?
Yeah.
The dude had more rushing yards than Montgomery with 6 rushes than Montgomery had with 15 rushes. What are you doing?
Yep.
The Lions deserved to lose that game. They were pulling off an Eberflus. They didn't even know it. But unfortunately, they were facing the Eberflus, so.
Yep. He always found new and creative ways to lose a game. The Fail Mary in Washington, bad clock management against the Vikings,
Absolutely.
Packers, and Lions,
Absolutely.
Spoiling Caleb Williams' great comeback drives and stuff. But look, we're going to talk a little NFL week 13 remaining games. We've had a few games. The Chiefs, I had the Chiefs, or what was it? I had the Raiders plus 10.5 today. Is that what it was? 10.5 plus the points.
I had plus 13.
Plus 13. Is that what it was? I had
Yeah.
something big like that, and I'm like, there's no way that the Chiefs are going to blow them out. They couldn't blow out the Panthers last week. They had to win a last minute against the Panthers, and the Raiders always play them tough. They've covered the last 3 games against the Chiefs. So
What a heartbreaker way to lose. The Raiders should have won that game. Did you see that?
Yeah.
How they fumbled the game away?
Yep.
I went 2-0 on the game. I had Raiders plus 13.
And the under.
And I had Brock Bowers over 60.5 yards receiving.
Right.
So,
I had Bowers over 2, and I had the under. So yeah, pretty good day for me. I wanted to talk just a couple college football games because before Sean gets here, if he makes it in, got Louisville at Kentucky. Louisville -4. Kentucky has won like the last 7 of these. Man, I'm like,
yeah.
I'll take Kentucky plus the points in this. Louisville's like the little brother that they beat up on. You know, we're not talking Louisville basketball with 3 7-footers. We're talking Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville hasn't beaten Kentucky since 2017.
We were on Louisville last year.
Last year
versus Kentucky.
Kentucky
lost their entire squad.
And they won outright.
Yeah.
38-31.
I hate this game. Because no matter what team I personally bet on, the other team's going to come out and look like fucking Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I already know. It's not a game I'm betting. I'm telling you right now. It's definitely not a game I'm betting. But I'm taking Louisville. I'm going to – I cannot take Kentucky. I can't take Kentucky.
Louisville.
I'll take Louisville. Give me Louisville. Give me money line. -175. Fuck it. 175. I'm not – forget the points. Because with my luck, Louisville will win by 3.
I just can't, man. Louisville always loses to Kentucky.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking back to try and see. Louisville beat Clemson. That's a pretty good win. They won at Boston College by 4. They played a really 45-52 loss to Miami. They were at home, but Miami. They lost to SMU. They lost to Notre Dame. They did beat Georgia Tech. That's a pretty good win. I wanted to Kentucky beginning of the season. They almost beat Georgia. You know, the 12-13 loss at home to Georgia.
Kentucky's played versus better teams. That's the problem. Kentucky's played Texas, Tennessee, Auburn, Florida. Louisville's played Pittsburgh, Stanford, Clemson, Boston College, Miami. I mean, it's a different breed. I mean, strength of schedule definitely goes against Kentucky. But
people in the chat room are celebrating the it's a great birthday present, Ron.
Let me put it, they'll keep Thomas Brown if Brown wins out or like goes one loss.
If he goes 5-0, they have to keep him.
I mean, how do you not?
Yeah.
I love him as an offensive coordinator. How do you not?
If he goes 3-2, I think that he even has a shot. You know, he probably goes into these interviews with a little extra cash.
The team's 0-3, and those 3 losses were quality losses.
Yep.
I got to say that offense has looked phenomenal.
Yep.
And with a shit offensive line, so I mean, you can't complain.
What was the game for the Bears? What was the game we wanted to bet and they screwed us on? Was
Packers.
The Packers. Yeah, we had the Packers. We bet the Packers early, and they kept it within. They covered the spread, and then they covered the spread yesterday against the Lions. But that was kind of more like the Lions dicking around, like you said.
The Lions were dicking around in the second half. They put their foot off the pedal, and they didn't run the ball with Jahmyr Gibbs. Plain and simple. The Lions said big fuck you to all the -10 bettors on the Lions. So. What are you going to do?
Yep. All right. So Louisville, Kentucky. Anthony likes Louisville. I'm going to take Kentucky +4. I don't know. They always beat up on the little brother. We'll run through these real quick because these are all like regional battles.
These are some tough games. There's a lot of tough games.
Very tough. We'll run through them fast before Sean gets here. Kansas, Baylor. Any thoughts?
Kansas
Kansas
is playing at a whole other level right now. I don't know what turned them on, but.
Right.
They're a team to watch out for. I mean, it's too late, but they can run the table the rest of the way.
South Carolina at Clemson real quick. I know Sean kind of likes South Carolina plus the points.
I will not. I refuse to take South Carolina. I'll take Clemson. I refuse.
Their offense sucks, South Carolina. But
Every time I take South Carolina, they shit the bed. I'm not taking them. I'd rather lose with Clemson.
Tennessee at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt. This is a rivalry game.
Give me Vandy.
Vandy has played
11.
some teams tough this year with their quarterback.
Very tough.
God damn, I forgot who their quarterback is again. He transferred there. Diego Pavia.
Something like that, yeah.
I think so.
But yeah, I like Vanderbilt here. Tennessee is not.
Tennessee's got Nico Yamaleva. This would be a good.
Pavia. It's Pavia. It's Pavia.
Diego Pavia for Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Diego Pavia is 2,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. So he has, played well. Do you think they keep it within 11?
If I'm betting it, yes.
All right. Texas at Texas A&M, another rivalry game, 5.5 points.
I'm taking Texas A&M. I don't think Kua Newers is playing tomorrow.
Okay. Wow, good play. I did not know that.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's up in the air. I don't trust Manning.
It says he's probable with an ankle injury.
Okay, if he's playing, he's not going to be 100%. I'm still taking Texas A&M.
A&M. So A&M head-to-head. These teams haven't played each other since 2011. That's wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, different conferences. That's why.
Yeah, totally different. A&M has they're 2-2 their last 4. Before that, they reeled off a 7-game winning streak. So really, they're 8-2 their last 10. They lost at Auburn and they lost at South Carolina. In between, they sandwiched a victory at home versus New Mexico State, 38-3. Haven't really blown out a lot of teams. And Texas has a 4-game winning streak. They're 9-1 their last 10 games, 10-1 overall. Texas A&M 8-3. This would be a good game, man. You like A&M plus the points, right?
Yes.
You're kind of a Kansas State guy. Iowa State. This is in my backyard here.
I refuse to take Iowa State. I will fade them. Give me Kansas State.
So here's what I had Iowa State in a beginning. What was this game? I can't remember. Was it they choked, man.
Iowa State's going to go down 7-0 right out of the gate. It's going to happen. And then if Iowa State wins this, they're going to win this in the late fourth quarter. That's the only way. -2 tells you everything. Kansas State's going to take the lead, control the game. Iowa State, if they come back and win, it will be late fourth quarter. Yeah. Trust me, I'm well known. I know all about Iowa State. Unfortunately,
yep.
I've been on both ends of the game with them.
Yeah, that's right. I had them. They ended up coming back and winning that game where they started out. They were down 13-0, 13-3 in one game.
That's what they do.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
Oh, here's Sean. Let's bring in the big man.
All right.
There he is.
Talking some NFL now.
Start talking some NFL. We did a little talking Bears firing their coach.
I was going to say that totally screws up my under. Now I'm totally destroyed here.
Well, yeah. I don't know. That schedule is awful tough, man.
And listen, I'm not gonna pat myself on the back about my Bears take. I was 100% right on it. Yesterday was the icing on the proverbial whipped cream poop cake that they have of dog poop. So,
yep,
good for them. I don't mind taking a shot. That's fine. The problem is when you get sacked, you're not taking a timeout and you leave no time on the clock. What are we doing here?
You got timeout in your pocket at the end of the game,
and they finished the game with a timeout. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So speaking of leaving timeouts in our pocket, so today we played Atascocita. They're ranked number 20 in the country. They're 6 in 6A. We're 9 in 6A. But for the state, they're they're 20th in country. I mean, we're 40th in the state, but 6 in the 6As or whatever. Back and forth game the whole way. We're up 22-21 at the half. They score late. They go up 40-41 or something. They go up a couple points on us. They score with a minute and 25 seconds left to go up by 6 or 7. They go up by 7. By 40, I don't even remember.
49-42.
I'll continue with the story. So we get the ball, $125, and we run the ball. big running team. So it was final score was 47-42.
Wow.
So we get the ball, timeout. We're on like the 40-yard line, which is pretty good starting field position.
Yeah.
So 4 straight passes. Like, you just ran the ball down their throats the entire game.
What?
You're throwing 4 passes. Tough way to go down. Like, I feel bad. Like, if we were 28-point underdogs, right?
Yeah.
If we lost 46-24, it's not close. It wasn't close. It's our first year in the big 6A. All right. We're outplayed by a team that's got some state championships. They're pretty good. I mean, hello, they're 20th in the entire US of A. They're a pretty good team. Tough loss, though. And that was a frustrating ride home. Like, because you're there, and then it's like, what are we doing? Whatever. Good season, but I know what it's like to be a Bear fan.
Yep. Are you a fan of firing coaches in the middle of the season?
Yeah, they're garbage. What are you waiting? What are you holding on to them for?
Yep.
But on the flip side, like the poor schlep who takes over, who's taking over? Who's the intern?
The offensive coordinator, Thomas Brown.
Oh, yeah, that's
well deserved. Well
deserved.
He's turned that offense around tremendously.
He did great with Bryce Young.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you to take over a team that's got problems.
Yep.
Because it's got problems. So he's going to come in. If I'm him, I'm thinking to myself, man, can we go like 3-3 down the stretch or something and just get a couple wins? Maybe you get a kick in the butt. I don't know, to pump up the team. I have no idea, right? Because listen, you're there. Because I saw the articles that were saying, or the tweets in a conversation that they wanted Baguette to quarterback and not Caleb Williams.
I think it was more.
Is there any truth to that?
They wanted who?
Tyler Baguette.
Oh, Bagent.
I call him Baguette because it's Baguette.
That was bullshit.
It was just rumors. It was rumors.
All right.
We were running through some college football recently. Any thoughts on Kansas State, Iowa State?
I like Kansas State. I think I got them. Kansas State. I like Kansas State.
Kansas State.
Although they have let me down. They have let me down. These guys. I had the over win total on these cats, so it's like you're a favorite in all the games. You end up losing. Like you were favored. Like, what are you doing here, guys? You were favored, and you end up losing games you're favored in. This is the first time they're underdogs all year.
I was going to say, I bet on them one time as a favorite. They lost outright. Then I never bet them again. But
it's the first time they're dogs all year.
Get to the next game, too. Don't go back.
Real quick.
We got so many damn games, too. Come on. What are you doing?
I got nothing on this game. This is terrible.
Last year,
Tooch has got like 20 games loaded up, and he's going back to game 1.
We capped this game last year. Louisville -7 last year. And I broke it down like Louisville's a much better team. Kentucky sucked. Kentucky whipped their ass outright. They always beat up on their little brother.
So you think
Louisville.
it's payback?
I like Kentucky to win again. Kentucky's won like the last 7.
I'm not betting it, but I'm still taking Louisville.
Last year was 38-37. They scored a touchdown with a minute left to win a game. That's not really beating somebody's butt.
Well, no, I mean they
it was in fact Louisville was up 24-14, then 24-21, and then UK scored 3 touchdowns or scored 3 times in the fourth quarter to actually win the game. So they didn't beat anybody then.
I saw that game. I was watching it.
They've won the last 5 and 6 of the last 7 is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, 5 in a row is good. I mean, I think Louisville would be the play then. They're favored on the road?
Yep. They were favored on the road last year, too.
Was it a road game last year as well?
They lost so many players.
Maybe it was
Kentucky lost so many players.
Yeah, plus Liam Cohen's no longer there.
Will Levis isn't there anymore.
Will Levis isn't there.
It's a great quarterback.
All right.
Louisville was home last year, laying a touchdown.
Louisville was home, laying a touchdown, right. All right. Back to the NFL. It's a tight spread. 1 point spread here. Chargers at Falcons.
Sean's on the
Falcons, I think, are coming off a bye.
Yes. Game of the year, Atlanta. Bet your house, no doubt route.
With what defense?
I don't need defense.
No defense.
I got the Chargers. I got the Chargers off back-to-back primetime games. I got the Falcons off a bye week where they got smacked in Denver 38-6, and the Chargers got Kansas City next week. Why? They're really pumped up to play the Falcons.
Spot. Yeah. Okay.
Falcons all day and twice this Sunday and 3 times next Sunday when Kirk Cousins goes to play the Minnesota Vikings.
I'm not a fan of the Chargers defense, but their offense is pretty good.
Falcons defense is a horrible.
I got the Falcons
Easy.
plus 4.5 next week in Minnesota. I'm already betting for next week.
Got a closet Falcon fan here.
Give me the Chargers. Chargers, easy.
Any thoughts on the total? 47.5.
Chargers win this game, and the Buccaneers will win, and they're going to come right back into the race for the division. Give me the Chargers.
All right.
It's the Falcons. That's all there is to it.
You could bookmark this on next week's episode. Bookmark this. Chargers.
All right, another 1-point spread. Seahawks at the Jets. Look, the Seahawks were in first place for a little while here.
Hold on, Seattle's a 1 point. They're a 1 point dog now.
1 point dog on the road at the Jets.
They were a 2.5 point favorite the other day. So I guess Aaron Rodgers is playing.
Let's check the injury report.
Well, I mean, listen, I got Seattle.
No, Rodgers doesn't appear on the injury report. Seattle's got a really long injury list.
I think there was rumors of benching him, right?
Yes, because it was Seattle. I took Seattle out of pick'em. Yeah. Then the rumor started that they're going to bench him or put him on the injured reserve, and it went to 2.5. Now it's back to. I don't like the Jets. This is great. Keep laying the Jets out as favorite, folks, because they're a covering machine. They're so good with their. What do they got? 2 wins on the year,
and they don't even have Alan Lazard. He's on the IR, and Brees Hall's hurt too.
Yeah, Jets.
I like Seahawks. As bad as they are, Seahawks. I hate this. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying it, but the Seahawks.
I don't say it's as bad as they are. It's a bad spot. You beat the Niners. You beat Arizona. 2 home teams versus division rivals, and now you're on the road versus it's a bad spot, no doubt. Yeah. But I can't. The Jets is favored. I don't care. I don't care that it's won. How many games have they won this year?
3-8.
Yes. Forget about
3-8 against the spread too.
Yes. I was gonna say 1, 0, or the letter O and E is 1, and then that's all. They're favored, and they haven't WON anybody. They have 7. What they 6 in a row?
The Jets have lost. They have lost 7 of their last 8. They got a win. They got a win at home versus Houston.
Yeah.
On Halloween.
Yeah. Thursday Night Football, wasn't it?
Thursday Night Football. Yep.
Yeah.
They got a win at home versus Houston.
That was because Houston didn't have Nico Collins, Tank Dell. They were just completely dismantled.
The Jets had lost 5 in a row. Then they beat Houston. Then they lost. They went to Arizona and they got blown out 31-6.
I had Arizona that game.
Then they're at home versus the Colts, and the Colts won 28-27.
Yep.
Seattle or nothing, right, Sean?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. I'm already on Seattle.
Yeah.
All right. And you got a bad number?
I got pick 'em.
Pick 'em. All right.
Oh.
Cardinals again. They're first place Cardinals, right?
I guess it's a bad number when they're +1.
Seahawks and Cardinals are both 6 and 5.
6 and 5. Seattle's in
4.
Seattle's in first place with the tiebreaker.
Okay, gotcha. They're both 6 and 5.
Yeah.
All right. 7 and 4 against the spread for the Cardinals. 7-3-1 against the spread for the Vikings. Total sitting at 45. And last week the Vikings and Bears 57 points. The Vikings defense suffering a little bit. Cardinals -1 on the road. I got nothing on this game. My lean would be Vikings at home.
Vikings.
Yeah, I want to take a Viking spot here. Again, Arizona up and down, weird season. I know. Again, and this line here, who's out for Minnesota? How is Arizona favored on the road?
Yeah,
that blows my mind. I don't know.
Hold on a second. I got the live numbers up here because this definitely. I know this was not the opening number. Why did I think our Vikings were favored by 4 in this game or something?
Safety Harrison Smith did not participate.
This is wrong because I know this is wrong. The line is Vikings are a 3.5 point favorite. Tooch.
Right now. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it's 3.5. Yeah, it's 3.5.
Never moved. You looked at the wrong game. You might have been looking at that's the wrong one. 3.5.
So plus 3.5 Cardinals. My bad.
Yes.
I was wondering about that. I was like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
I knew that was
total 45 still.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed
That would have been 3 straight 1-point spreads.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
He might have. Yeah, you
All
might
right.
have just looked up on the screen and hit the same one in again.
Yeah, that's what I did.
right.
Cardinals plus 3.5 at Vikings.
Still like the Vikings here.
Sean, any thoughts?
Probably an over, believe it or not. An over. I know what's his name? Darnold struggled a little bit, but I don't know.
They have been trending towards the over, the Vikings.
Yeah, I could see a little. Of late the way they played. 57 last week, but that was a game. The Bears come all the way back. It could have been an under in that one. 23-13, 12-7, 21-13. Kind of low the last few days. But again, you got, you're home 3 straight road games, folks.
Yeah.
It's refreshed. I'm going to go Vikings. Again, I like my 3.5, 7.5, so I'll go Vikings in the over here.
Okay. Vikings in the over. Anthony still likes the Vikings. Let's head to Steelers, Bengals. Steelers 8-3. Mike Tomlin 63-36 straight up and coming off a loss. Covers the spread at a 57% clip in bounce back spots, and Steelers 21-11 against the spread as underdogs coming off a loss under Tomlin. They're getting 3 here. Top 5 defensive unit for the Steelers. Bengals, man, I've seen their defense play before, Anthony. I don't like the Bengals defense. I don't think it's any good.
I've been saying this since
preseason.
Bengals were going to be a train wreck this year.
Yep.
And I'm taking the Steelers. Bengals can score, but they have no defense. They let Joe Mixon go. I mean, it's a mess in Cincinnati. They can't afford to pay their players. They pay Joe Burrow. Watch, they're not even going to pay Jamar Chase. They got to get a loan if they're going to sign Jamar Chase. They have no defensive players. It's Steelers.
Total seems high for a Steelers game, Sean, at 48 points. Does that bother you?
I look at that over the total and then think over, right? Because you think Steelers, it's run the ball.
Yep.
Now, their last 2 games they've gone under. But before that, 28-27, 26-18. I mean, that was an over. They're playing the Giants. That was a low total. But they're scoring 26, 37 versus the Jets, 32 versus Vegas. Mm-hmm. Dallas 2017, low. That was a weird, Dallas was back, they played it down to that. But they're an over team with Russ, I think.
Yeah.
And
couldn't find the end zone versus the Browns. But
that's a short week, though. Come on, you're off Baltimore, short week. The Browns blew the game before that. Those things you're ebbing and flowing. Now you're getting a team Cincinnati has no. It's like taking the Chargers last week against them when they played the Bengals. Like, okay, the Bengals might be the better team. And the Chargers shouldn't be. They were a little dog, but they have trouble scoring. But the problem is the Bengals can't stop anybody. So one over for sure. Like 48, it looks high.
Yep.
How many times did I say this? The guys who make the lines here live in the desert, and the other half of them are on an island in the Caribbean somewhere where they have that food airdropped into them, like it's Lost TV show where they're parachuting in supplies. So they know what they're doing. Don't be like, oh, easy under. This is an overplay, and I do like the Bengals as well. Give me Cincy.
You like the Bengals? Okay.
Yeah.
I like the Steelers +3. And Tomlin, Anthony likes the Steelers?
Absolutely.
All right, this is probably my favorite game of the week. Eagles +3 at Ravens -3. This will be, 2 great offenses, man. Talk about two better running backs going head-to-head, Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. You got 2 mobile quarterbacks as well. Eagles defense playing a lot better. Vic Fangio seems to have turned that unit around. Ravens struggling a little bit on defense. Anthony, what are you thinking here? Philadelphia, Baltimore regional rivalry too.
I like the Ravens here. The Eagles, they got a great pass defense, but you can run on them. The Ravens, you can't run on the Ravens defense. It's going to be a big factor if who's their linebacker that was out last game, former Bear,
Roquan Smith.
Hopefully Roquan Smith comes back because that was a big loss to that defense last game. But overall, I like the Ravens here. I think if anyone's going to stop Saquon Barkley, it's going to be the Ravens. And that limits the Eagles tremendously because If Devontae Smith doesn't play again, A.J. Brown can't do it all in the air because if you look at the box score last week, it was Saquon Barkley and A.J. Brown. That's it. That's it. So, and when Devontae Smith comes back, it's Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts' legs, A.J. Brown, and just a few passes to Devontae Smith. That's it. They are so one-dimensional, it's not even funny. I mean, you know what they're going to do. It's either Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, or Jalen Hurts runs. They're so predictable, and it's going to catch up to them, and I think the Ravens expose them this week.
Yeah, if one team is healthier than the other, it's the Ravens. Ravens went out, took care of business in Los Angeles, Sean. Before that, they were coming off a loss versus the Steelers, and they bounced back nicely against the Chargers. Anthony's kind of talking me into the Ravens here at home, -3. What are your thoughts?
I do like the Ravens as well with Ant. I like the Ravens here. Again, these have a loss here. These guys are 8-5. And this is a good team. I have a Super Bowl ticket on them here. I'll put it up. It's for BOL. Where is it at? Sitting here. So Super Bowl future, at a 10-1 clip here. I think they're that good. And I look at it this way. How about an over in this one? Like, why wouldn't this game be an over the way you mentioned Henry and Barkley? And Henry's having a nice year, but if you look at a lot of his runs, he breaks something between like 30 and 80 yards. He has some kind of game-busting thing that gets him like 155 yards. So he's still got that breakaway speed on a run. Barkley's got the same.
Yep.
All right, so that's 2. And I got Lamar who could pull down and take off. I'm going to like him to do that more than Hurts. I think Hurts still, still young, where Lamar knows what he's doing back there. Could turn something into like a 46-yard scamper. I like the over 51. I mean, that's a big number, but the Ravens, here's another team that kind of gives up points. They're not Cincinnati-esque, but a team with an offense could come in and put some points up on. We saw them against Cincinnati playing a game into the 60s. So this one here could probably get there.
Ravens pass defense is just, I think they're the bottom of the barrel on pass defense in the league. But their rush defense, are they still the best rush defense? Or
they're up there, yeah. They're top.
I know they were the top.
They are top rushing defense.
Are they still number one? Okay, they're still number one. But
Vikings are
the Chargers I know the first half in the Chargers because I watched the first half and the Chargers had no problem running the ball on the Ravens. I was surprised, but I figured it was because Roquan Smith was out. But I think that's a big factor.
All right, we all like the Ravens. Sean loves the over in this one.
Even the over.
I like the over too. Sunday night football, 49ers at Bills. Sean, what happened to the 49ers this year?
I listen, I've said this about the Niners coming into the season. I sort of like the under on them. A lot of it was a scheduling because I'm like, it's just short weeks, prime times, good matchups, stuff like that. They've been favored in every game this year. Now they're a dog. They would have been a dog anyway here in Buffalo, no matter what. But we're 5-5 coming into last week's game, still as a 1-point dog. This is and it's not even like a cluster injury. I don't know what it is. They get guys who get hurt, but they usually overcome it. And it feels like this year they kind of looked at like, okay, we can be the Chiefs, except they're the Chiefs without Super Bowl rings, where we'll play down to teams and pull out wins, a la like the Chiefs today. Chiefs are up 17-3 or whatever they are, and then all of a sudden it's a 4-point game or whatever. It turns into a dogfight. But the Chiefs win those games. Niners haven't been winning those games this year. And now you got no quarterback. I mean, is Purdy playing? They said he's playing. He threw one pass, and he's playing. It won't matter.
It doesn't matter because this is going to be a blizzard. Did you hear about that? It's going to be a blizzard.
He had full participation.
I do not. Snow makes points to me. I mean, if it's 55-mile-an-hour wings. Now I have the Bills. You know this. I do look at lines. I got the Bills at 3 because I said we're taking this game. We have the Bills off a bye week, and they have a peer coming in. A game they got to win, right? Niners are a Super Bowl team. Even though they're 5-5, they're still thought of as an elite squad. And if they would have lost to Green Bay, which I thought they did at Green Bay, the line would have went up anyway. So it would have went to 4.5, maybe from a 3. Then you lose a quarterback, and it's through the roof. Now 7. I don't know if I want to leave 7s. Like now you're talking about blizzard-like conditions. This game could be 10-6 or something. I could lose. I could not cover a 3 because it ends 3-0. For all I know,
it started snowing this morning in Buffalo for Sunday. Let's just put it that way. It's supposed to be like 2 feet of snow during the game, including. It's going to be like that game like they played last year in the blizzard. It'll be like something like that. But I got the Bills. I watched look ahead lines.
No total move? Is it still going to be snowing on?
That's what I'm blown away by. It's still 43.5. But I watched look ahead lines with Sean, and he said Bills take the Bills or Niners, and I was like
44.5 now, and the line's down to 6.
I was like, oh my God, give me the 4. I was able to get 4.
Well, the 6 sort of makes sense if it's going to be bad weather.
Yeah.
Right, that makes sense to me. That makes sense. It's going to be bad.
They might not play Purdy in the blizzard. That's what another thing, though. They might not play Purdy. If he's got a hurt thumb, I mean, they might not play him.
They got to win, though. I mean, they're 5-6. They gotta win out to get to the playoffs. You know, can they make the playoffs, Sean?
I don't care who's quarterback for the Niners. I think the Bills
come on, they're in. I mean, what are they in? They're in.
They're fourth place.
Third place in that division. The division's wide open.
This is a bad game for the Niners. Bad game.
What all these teams? What the all the teams are either 6-5 or 5-6 in that division. I think, right?
Yeah.
What are the Rams?
I think they're 5-6.
Are the Rams on a bye? No, they're playing Monday night.
Yeah, they're on a bye. They're 5-6 So you got Seattle and Arizona 6-5.
Playing the Saints, Scott.
Rams and Niners are 5-6. So there's only a game out. Niners and Rams only a game out of first.
Yeah, everyone's 5-6 or 6-5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Meanwhile,
and then any other games or anything want to talk about before we get out of here? Giveaways, free plays, and get out of here.
Yeah, watch look ahead lines and you'll get a better number.
Yep.
It's
I got Bills at -4. I got Bills at the 4.
Yep.
You have again. When I do look at lines, I tell people like you have to have an idea of what do you think is going to happen on Sunday. Like we're talking Friday night. Like who do you think is going to win on Friday? Or on Friday, you have a thing of who you think's winning on a weekend, right? We're like, oh, you like this game, this game, this game. So that should in your head. You should be thinking, okay, if this is going to happen here, then that's what happened next week, right? Like they're going to do this, so X, the line will be Y next time we play, right? The Lions game, which prime example. I took the Lions -3 before the Bears game because I'm thinking they win this game 42-20. It's a blowout, and the line goes up against Green Bay. Well, it reopens up. It's 5.5, but now it's going to change. It's going to move again because the Lions look terrible, and Green Bay had a dominant win. So that line's going to come back down, and it'll come right back down to where it rather was. Did I get a better number on it? Or as of now, I do because it's a 5.5. But I think people buy a 5.5 there. All right. So another game is like the who did I take? Dolphins. I got Dolphins 2.5. I think it's like a 6 now against the Jets. Like you have to think how team's going to play, and then these aren't for huge sums, people. I understand people want you don't have to bet a lot, but it helps you. It'll make you better if you're predicting ahead of time and coming up with a game plan, as opposed to Sunday morning, who am I taking? And then it's next Sunday. Yeah. Oh, the lines change from Sunday morning. I do this, folks. Sunday morning, wake up at 8:00, whatever. Go to your app, get a pen out. They still have pens and paper in the world. Write them down. See what the lines are. The line is there for next week already, just so you know. It's up. You can get them. Write them down. And then 4 hours later, at 3:30, when these games are come be decided, take a look at some of those numbers and see what's happening. Oh, man. Oh, I knew I had this team today. I could have had that.
And you're talking next week's games.
Week 14.
Yep. Thursday, Packers at Lions, 5.5.
It's 3. I got them at 3.
Eagles -13, home versus the Panthers. Dolphins -6 at home versus the Jets.
I got a 2.5 there.
Wow, look at that line now. You did that one.
Hold on a second. I got to rewrite my handwriting, but who's that? I got Atlanta +4.5. Over Pitt 40.5. Rams +3.5. Man, I can't even read what this is. How bad am I when I write these things down? Bears plus 6.5 against. There you go, the Bears fan. I put that in your show, Tooch, the other day. I said take the Bears next week against San Fran.
Next week against San
plus
Fran.
6.5.
Yep.
What's that number now?
6.
So it'll move again after they get smashed next week. Or the I took Kansas City minus 4.5, and that was because I thought Kansas City was going to come out and win this game like 27-10 today.
Nope.
And I got Dallas over 44 on Monday night versus the Bengals.
Let me tell you about the Chiefs. Chiefs are 0-4 against the spread going into today when favored by 7+ points.
They
have not covered a double-digit spread since last year, week 6. I was on Raiders plus 13, and I was on Brock Bowers over receiving. He had 140 yards receiving. Can you believe
the
that?
number made no sense? You know
what, the Chiefs? It just kept going up. I just waited for the Raiders to get because I knew all the rookie bettors would come in. Oh, the Chiefs minus 10. Oh, Raiders suck. Give me the Chiefs. I just waited. Got 13, and I was like, okay, it's not going to go to 14. Got my number.
Yeah, I mean, Raiders always play the Chiefs tough. Bengals, Cowboys, December 9th. That's a Monday night game. 44 you have as a total?
Yeah.
That's a good one, man. It's 45.5 already right now. 45.5. I would have said if I looked at that game, I would have said I like the over. Neither team.
Yeah, well, listen, it's just because the Dallas defense is bad. So you just got to go over.
Mike McCarthy survived the season?
Yeah. For the full season.
He's coming. They're talking about bringing him back. He said, oh, yeah, I don't blame him. Yeah, I don't blame him for Dak getting hurt, but he's not a good coach. Did you see him blow the playoff games for Dallas with his not a good coach?
Yep.
He's not a good coach.
He won 1 Super Bowl with Rodgers. Did you see some play calling against Seattle in the championship game against him? However long ago that was. I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm.
Terrible.
How was your Thanksgiving, by the way?
It was excellent. I was called a liberal terrorist for having ham on my Thanksgiving. I like ham. I eat turkey and chicken all the time.
I got a ham.
I didn't have turkey yesterday. I didn't have turkey.
I eat turkey and chicken all the time. Every week I go to the store, I get bored. Said Pitcraft chickens. I have chicken turkey. I had a turkey. I had a 19-pound turkey. I'm going to have a turkey I got it already. My wife's like, "You want me to get salmon?" I said, "Nah." I said, "I can do a show. I'm going to have turkey. I'm going to put some mayonnaise on some nice rye bread, and boom, have a nice turkey sandwich for dinner tonight." Yep. But yesterday, it's ham and stuffing. I was more than happy with my ham and stuffing and stuffed mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
My wife made stuffed mushrooms are fabulous. I was doing a show with the pub guys yesterday all day, and I was ranting and raving about my wife. I said she switched up the stuffing recipe, and then she switched up. My daughter wanted to try a new mac and cheese. I didn't even have the mac and cheese. It looked pretty good. I didn't eat any of it because I wanted stuffing, and I ate a bunch of stuffed mushrooms. I was like, we really got to change recipes on Thanksgiving? What are we doing?
It was still good, though, right?
We couldn't do it on the Tuesday before to see if it's all right. We got to do it. No, yeah, stuffing was really good.
Little test kitchen.
I like cold stuffing. I like it in the morning. I just like pull it out of the plastic and I just put it on paper plate to eat it cold. It's like chunked together. I love it. The sausage in there, it's fabulous.
Yeah, sausage. You got to have the sausage, the bread cubes. I've got apples, raisins, carrots, celery.
No, Tooch.
So good.
Take your high society freaking stuff and get out of here. This guy's a Bears fan talking like that, putting
mushrooms,
apples and raisins and celery.
Oh, yeah.
Get the hell out of here. This guy.
All right.
Tooch likes some fucked up weird shit. I'm telling you. He eats fucking baby ducks, not even born yet.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna lose like
duck egg.
You're gonna lose like 19 subscribers to the YouTube channel.
This is the guy that loves Subway, for fuck's sake.
Viagra, man.
Let me tell you something. I got Firehouse subs a couple weeks ago for the first time, and the sub was like literally that thick, okay? I remember getting the Subway, and I was like, what is this, a deflated balloon? What the fuck is this? And then I'm like, oh, Mr. Subway over here.
I eat a whole foot long.
The Subway sub is like this, but there's like, this is the meat.
It's like that much meat.
Yeah,
it's like that much meat.
That much meat.
It's like a hamburger from McDonald's. That's small as the hamburger patty and all the condiments are there.
Over.
Yeah, that's Subway.
Yeah, Firehouse with the meatball sub with pepperoni.
Oh, dude, Subway Firehouse is no joke. I had that once. Firehouse. There's a Firehouse in New
Jersey Mike's right next to each other.
Yeah.
And a Charlie's steak place.
You like
Oh my
Jersey
gosh.
Mike's?
I didn't have it. I came down here. I'm like a Jersey. I'm like I go in there and I'm like I lived in Jersey. I never had this trash, and I say it just like that.
Who eats their corn like this?
No.
Did he really do that, or is that fake?
That's
No, that's real.
He just took a whole bite out of the
That
cob.
was terrible. Why?
That's your quarterback, Tooch.
Oh, we know why he eats it like that. He paints his nails.
Yes. All right, let's get some free plays. I'm going to start prepping. We're doing our Thanksgiving tomorrow.
I've
So
never
I've had
seen
to
anyone
work,
eat
so
corn on the cob like that before.
That's just obscene. There we go. All right, remember, if we sweep today, 3-0 on the show, one viewer will receive a free weekend VIP pass. Just retweet the show or comment for the free play, I guess. There we go.
Something.
All right. And, I didn't get Sean's free play.
I went with the Falcons. I love the Falcons.
Falcons.
We're not sweeping. We're not sweeping.
I'm going to do it just so we can rub
We're
it
not
right in Anthony's face.
Did he
We're
give me
not
one before the
sweeping.
show? I forgot to ask him. He came in late. That's
We're
why.
not sweeping.
Falcons +1. Is that what it is?
Nope, there's no free weekend pass given away this week.
It's money line. Those guys are winning outright.
Yeah.
Falcons.
Falcons outright.
Money line.
Versus.
No, you don't need the 1 point because they're going to lose by way more. That's why.
You're crazy.
You know what? Change my free play to the Chargers.
Who's your free play?
You'll see.
Anthony's free play, Ohio State -19.5 versus Michigan.
There's going to be an ass whooping versus Michigan next.
It should be. They should really lay it on them.
I mean, you really think they should because Michigan, the way they acted last year.
They've owned them. He has not beaten them.
Yeah.
As bad, if he doesn't win by 3 touchdowns, he should be fired.
Minimum. If you're not putting 40-plus points on Michigan tomorrow and you're not trying to embarrass the hell out of them, what are you doing?
On the fact that you haven't beaten them.
Yep.
This is going to be your one time because next year that Michigan team is going to be loaded with a quarterback. This is going to be your one chance to beat the hell out of them. So do it while you still can.
3 straight losses. 30-24, 45-23, 42-27. 45-23 on your field. You better return a favor at 45-23.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. So, all right. Sean, you like this play too?
Yeah.
All right. Sean's free play, Falcons money line versus Chargers on Sunday. And me, I'm taking Tomlin +3. Going against Sean, though, here. Steelers, Bengals.
We wanted to sweep, but 2-1's good, too, after the Steelers lose. So
yeah. I'm sorry for that Falcon betters.
Here we go.
We're going to apologize ahead of time. I told you, bookmark it. Just bookmark it.
All right, fellas. I'll let you get back to it. Talk to you guys soon.
Have a good one.
All right.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye-bye.